Hi Scorpio, welcome to your 2026 reading. I hope you're doing really well. Welcome to Ruby Reads Tarot. If you would be interested, you can book a reading with me only if you email rubyreadstarot@hotmail.com. What else? Yeah, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Take a really yummy deep breath in with me, Scorpio. Let's go. Let it all go. We will do a card a month, one from the Rider-Waite and one from the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. I hope you've been having a really good start to 2026 so far, Scorpio. Let's get a message for April. There is a full moon that's coming up in your sign in about a month's time. So the energy should be really quite potent for you and really instructing you to get very much into I think a transformative vibe. Let's get an energy for April for the sign of Scorpio. That is the King of Swords. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. You're being told here, Scorpio, there's something about the month of April where you've got to act from a very demure, intellectual, distant, reserved, well-pondered, well-informed place. It will serve you, Scorpio, if you can. Temptation. Be really intellectual about what it is in your life that pulls you in certain directions that are more lust-based, temptation-based, lower-based, vibrational-based. I think you've got to look from a very detached place. What the temptations in your life, this could be the things that could be guilty pleasures. These could be all sorts of things, Scorpio, that maybe it would serve you to stay away from. It would be very good for you to take a cord cutting ritual in April as we're approaching your full moon, to see what it is that you can do to cut cords with certain temptations. And I think sometimes temptations, the word comes up when it's like things that people tend to gravitate towards that may not necessarily be in their highest or best good. Okay? So where is it, Scorpio, that you might really need to cut some cords with certain things, places, people, relationships, work dynamics even, that just are like their toxic cords? I'm going to take this card because we just take one for each month. That's the card for May, and that's the Magician. Listen, the power is in your hands, Scorpio, and you've got this decision, you know, that you've got to make about co-creating what it is that you want to come in from the unseen to the seen. Listen, I would be very resourceful right now and take a look at the tricks up your sleeves, the resources that you have available to you. It goes without saying, it's the inevitable. As above, so below. Scorpio, a negative mind never created a positive life. A positive life even. So there might be something here for you to consider in the way that you think about things, especially when it comes to how you like to create, how you like to manifest, how you like to bring things into existence, Scorpio. What is it that you can do now to really be resourceful with what you have? Okay, it's not about always just aspiring for more or always being on that rat race of what can I do next. I think it's now, in the month of May, about you using the tricks that you already know, the things that you have in your resources, your immediate resources. What is it that... I'm not going to take these because that's too many. We want one card for the month of May 2026 for Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know in their highest and best good for the month of May 2026? Yeah, Scorpio, you got to get into knowing yourself a little bit more and reminding yourself about all the times in your life where you've really had to create positive outcomes from certain situations. There is somewhere where in May, you're really being told to work with what you got and look at previous experiences where you've managed to pull the rabbit out of the hat, okay? And be inspired by that. I don't think it's even about consuming more or learning more or trying to do more. It's like, for God's sakes, work with what you got. What's that hand right now? And open up. Your energy is so closed. Flipping it. Can we just get a message for Scorpio for the month of May 2026? Open up. Nothing works if your heart is closed, Scorpio. You've got to learn to work on your heart chakra. That is the strongest muscle in your body. And if that is tense, or if that is firm, or if that's holding on to a whole bunch of resentment, then how do you expect to make your magic work? Because your energy processes are so caught up in like this tense energy. Open up. All right, let's get a message for May for the sign of Scorpio in their highest and best good only. What does Scorpio absolutely need to know? I'm going to take that. That's recognition and reward. Well done, Scorpio. The magic that you're making is really getting recognized and rewarded. Take the time to fight those demons. Take the time to cut off those temptations. And look at what it is that you can do to be very resourceful. As above, so below, Scorpio. Remember, the way that you're thinking really is the script. All right, let's get some energy for June 2026 for the sign of Scorpio in their highest and best good. What do they absolutely need to know? With Scorpio, I'm going to take the bottom one, not that top one. And that is the 8 of Pentacles. Scorpio, it would suit you, it would really serve you to get your head down and focus on what you do to make money. What is it that is your passion? What is it that gets you in the zone? What is it that you can do that's really using your purpose, right? What you've come here to do, what you've come here to be, what you're naturally good at. What is it that you can really get your head down? And I think this is your card, foundation and achievements. You've got to work on your foundations and you've got to work on the achievements that come from having a base, a foundation, a creation of your own that is saying to you, put the hard work in, because there will be a lot of achievements in that. June is very much a month of getting to work, rolling your sleeves up, getting in the zone. Even if, you know, we have one of your arms tied behind your back, you'll still be very much in the know of your routine and so fully embodying it. This is a good month for building stability, security, laying the foundations, laying the blueprint of what is important to you and what you want to see in the future for yourself, okay? So this is a very, very good month to focus on your work, to focus on what makes you money, what is your projects, what is your job, what are you doing to facilitate that that's going in the best way possible for you. All right, let's get some energy for July for the sign of Scorpio in their highest and best good only. One card only for the sign of Scorpio for July 2026. What does Scorpio need to know? What is Scorpio's higher self trying to tell them? I'm going to take the first one that came out, and that was this one, the 3 of Cups. Scorpio, in the month of July 2026, you are being advised to go out, let your hair down, have some fun, celebrate all the hard work that you've put in. This is the middle of summer. This is, I think, when you're when you're really being asked, I think, Scorpio, trust in your creation, right? Build your community. Jupiter has been in the sign of Cancer for a few months now, and it really has been about working on the home, the foundations, and the achievements. But as now Uranus moves into the sign of Gemini, it is also saying Pay attention to your community. Build your friends, your friend circle, your people, your soul tribe, okay? Work on the internal as well as the external. For July 2026, a message for Scorpio in their highest and best good. What do they absolutely need to know? What does Scorpio absolutely need to know in their highest and best good for July 2026? I hope you're enjoying the Ocean ASMR there, Scorpio. Nice little touch here at Ruby Reads Tarot. Remember to book a reading, email me at rubyreadstarot@hotmail.com. All donations made to the channel are so greatly appreciated, and you can do that at PayPal, ruby@rubyreadstarot.com. Okay, I think we have your message. Fertility. Ooh, this is nice. July 2026. Some of you could be getting pregnant. Some of you could be expecting your baby. Some of you could be discovering you're pregnant. This could be a brand new project. It could be you being full of ideas and full of creativity in this time. It's a really nice time to open up your heart and your sacral chakra. It's probably suggesting bring to fruition all of the things that you want to see manifest in your life. It's a really fertile, abundant time for you. If you're trying to have a baby, I think you will be successful in this month. Conceiving might be easier. As well as nurturing your already existing creations that you have birthed, energetically or physically. Okay, let's get a message for, I'm going to take those, for August 2026 for the sign of Scorpio in their highest and best good. I think it's this one. And that's the Strength card, August. That's so appropriate. So for August, for Leo's season, it's really suggesting that you use this season to overcome any lower vibrational feelings or vibrations within yourself, Scorpio. What is it that you can do to overcome? What is it that you can do to master your beasts, your demons, and really look at the things that really are holding you to a lower frequency? What is it that you can do to raise your own awareness, raise your own consciousness, and really level up in a way that means that you have tamed those beasts and you are actively pursuing a direction, which means that you are really looking at your bad habits and the things that you do that keep you in a lower vibration, and really rise, you know, really elevate, really... I'm going to take this one. That is positive movement forward. I feel like you'll be making positive movements, Scorpio. Just make sure you're overcoming the things that you know just keep you in a bad place. Like the things that you do that you may not even be consciously aware of, that might need some of your attention. That might need some of you to pay a little bit more attention inwards. There is a great level of moving forward and in a positive way if you will be looking at those things within yourself that you know that you need to change. Like who it is that you could be if you are to elevate yourself, your consciousness, your way of thinking, your way of acting, your way of being, the way you present yourself here in the 3D. What is it that you can do to take positive steps in a direction that moves you forward, Scorpio? For September 2026, that is the Two of Swords. This is suggesting, Scorpio, take off the blindfold, okay? There is no imminent danger. There is no threat. Where is it that you've been being paranoid and a little bit like holding on to a lower vibration? What you would really benefit from, okay, is taking off the blindfold? Where is it that you are positively seeing things in a certain way that they are not? And what is it that you have been doing to deliberately delusion yourself, or even maintain, right, this identity of fear, or this trap of needing to feel fear, in order to just be swimming in this sea of defense and having your defenses up and being defensive? And where is it that you can really just drop that, right? Drop it, because it's exhausting. Holding those swords up like that all the time, it's exhausting. Take off the blindfold. There is no danger. There is no threat. There is no imminent reason for you to be in such a defensive stance. I'm not going to take the top one. I'm going to take this one. And that is movement, choices, and decisions. There are options for you to choose from right now. Which is why I'm saying, coming from a well-informed place that isn't somewhere where you are making decisions from a hasty place. Okay, for October 2026, that is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is suggesting that there is information that finds you. There is information that makes its way forward. There is information that you receive somehow. Could be via electronic means, could be a message, could be an email. This is news that you get. Right? And this is even saying to you, there's a need here for you to do some research, and there's a need here for you to do some investigation and just looking into the matter a little bit more before proceeding. I'm not going to take the top one. I'm not going to take these two. I'm going to take this one, and that's the heart chakra. I'm going to place that on top of fertility, and I just want you to pay attention to the 2 times, right? The 2 times that the green is referring to the heart. So I just want to suggest here that you, in this year, take a emerald, peridot, jade, any one of those crystals, and you take a pendant on a very low chain, and you wear that this year in 2026. I want you to work on your heart, Scorpio. I want you to work on the strongest muscle in your body. Okay, we talk about going to the gym and being in shape and la 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 la, but the strongest muscle in your body, how are you working on that? Physically, with, I'm sure, pranayama, breathing exercises, la 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 la, but are you doing the emotional work? Are you doing the spiritual work? You got to work on your heart, okay? Not only is this a reference to how you love, who you love, and how you receive love, but in the context, and 1818 on the clock when I said that, but in the context of how that's the strongest energetic point in your body. The energy that you radiate out from the heart space is your aura. That's who the world recognizes your electronic signature as. And when I say electronic, I'm talking about the energetic particles in the air. I'm not talking about Wi-Fi bullshit here. Everyone has their own energetic print. Like, we all have our own unique fingerprints. Your heart, the contents of your heart, radiate your aura like an electronic signature. The Knight of Swords for November. This is your birthday month. There is a whole need for information here, Scorpio. There's a whole need for you to have an open heart and really look at the information that is being presented to you in November for your birthday month. What does Scorpio absolutely need to know in their highest and best good? Receiving information, being open to information, studying, looking into something. For Scorpio's birthday month, November 2026, that is the sign, that is balance, the sign of Libra. That's really nice. It's saying, get balanced with all this information that's coming towards you, with all this work that you're doing. not only on your body and your appearance, but work on your heart also. Find some sort of equilibrium amongst all of this. And for December, the Seven of Swords, pay attention to the matter at hand. Okay? Don't look behind you. Whatever you had to leave behind, you didn't have room for it in your present future. But what you do have to do in December is pay attention to the matter at hand. Don't be too distracted that what you have in your hand will slip away through your fingers if you're not paying attention to it. There's no need to look behind you anymore. Okay? Take what you have and move forward, Scorpio. I'm not going to take that one. I am going to take that one. And that is triumph. And in December, you get the opportunity through really having to learn so much in 2026 that you get to end the year triumphantly, riding off into the sunset. It's so important right now that you are so clear of what you know you want to make, and then you put that energy towards creating the foundation for your achievements. You will move forward with a fertile, balanced way if you use your heart to help you move, make choices and decisions, and lead you to triumph, Scorpio. I have every intention that that helped and that served. If you found that helpful, please do leave me a thumbs up. If you would be interested in booking a reading with me, you can do so. Email me, rubyreadstarot@hotmail.com. Lots and lots of love to you, Scorpio. Have a really good 2026.